So before starting sketch of Doctor Strange, I'm going to ask you a simple question that are you going to watch No Way Home? Because he is going to be a mentor of Spider-Man, but we all know that we are excited to see all three Spider-Man in the same screen. And just comment down below, are you going to see those in a first show or second day, because I don't want spoilers. Okay, so now we are going to start sketching of Doctor Strange, and our main focus first of all is that which method we are going to use. And for every time and for 100th time and for the 1000th time, I'm going to tell you that grid method is the best method to sketch any portraits. So just start focusing on the grid method, and if you want to know the directions, and if you don't know how to grid or how to make grid, how to apply to your portraits, how you can use a grid method for a perfect portrait, just comment down below. I will make another tutorial for you all so that you know how to use a grid method. But if you know how to use grid method and if you are continuing this portrait, I'm going to tell you the directions and dimension of this particular grid. So dimensions vertically of this portrait of Doctor Strange are 18 boxes, and one box is equal to 1.5 centimeter. And for the horizontal boxes, there are 14 boxes and 1.5 centimeter per box. So after knowing the dimensions, just start sketching with the dimensions that I am making. Zoom out the video as much as you can, or you can download or save and then zoom out the video as much as you want, so that you know where the grid is going on and where the things are going on.
So hey art lovers, it's SP. Welcome to my world of portrait sketching. Subscribe now if you love art just like me, and hit that bell notification on if you want to get notified every time I upload a new art tutorial for you all.
So now our focus will be on the hairs of Doctor Strange. So we have made so many hairs in previous parts, like brighter hairs, white hairs, and different type of black hairs. But for the particular portrait of Doctor Strange in this reference picture, the main difference between every portraits that I have made and this is that there are too many directions of hairs. Like the topmost hairs are going upwards, and top leftmost hairs are going upward and downwards. The center hairs are going in curvy way. The forehead part hairs are going upwards, and the back part of the hairs are going downwards. So different type of directions are going on. And before starting or before sketching any portraits, I always tell that where the light source is coming. So of course the light source is on left hand side of the face, so directly the nose part, eyes part are directly coming on the way of light. So of course those will be a whiter parts. But as I always say that no part or no face structure or skin texture is completely white. So making a base layer, we will see the skin texture in the next few parts, but for this particular part we are going to use charcoal pencil for the base layer of hairs, because the hairs of the Doctor Strange hairs are a little bit darker as compared to any other portraits that we have made. And the main thing is that while making darker heavy hairs like the Doctor Strange and different type of directions, so many people can get confused while making hairs darker. Like if the directions are going too many ways, they use graphite pencil because they can sharpen graphite pencil easily. So they use graphite pencil for making those darker hairs. But problem here is that you have to apply so many layers. Like if you are starting with 5B pencil, you have to go up to 10B or 12B also. So there are so many ways to make it look darker, but using a charcoal pencil you can have those so many layers into one. And if you know that if you can count your hairs, it is next to impossible. So making those so many hairs in the portrait is also impossible, but you can make a little bit 100 or 1000 hairs. So you have to have patience while sketching your portraits and while making hairs particularly. So for the base layer we have used hard charcoal pencil, and I have sharpened my charcoal pencil as much as I can with the blade, because I wanted a pointed and sharp look, as so many people can get confused using a mechanical pencil for making those shorter or smaller hairs. But you can have those shorter hairs and small details also with your charcoal pencil, but you have to sharpen it into a small point. And if you don't know how to sharpen charcoal pencil, just comment down below, because charcoal pencil are little bit soft and they can break easily. You cannot sharpen your charcoal pencil to a point with your graphite pencil sharpeners, so you have to use blades. And if you are under 12 or 13 year age, just ask your parents and they will tell you how to cut your pencils in and have those sharpened edges to your pencils. Now secondly, after making those hairs directions with base layer, I have made directions with hard charcoal pencil. Then I have used a makeup brush, and then after blending for the first layer, I have used a medium charcoal pencil. I have blended it again, and then finally I have used soft charcoal pencil. And we all know that the soft charcoal pencils are the darkest ones, right? So if you are going to use soft charcoal pencil, you have to use it on the parts which are completely dark or they are showing they are darker, like the forehead part, where the side part of the forehead where the white hairs are going on, those are lighter hairs, but just above those hairs there is a complete darker part. So you can apply those soft charcoal pencil to those parts and the linings end parts, and finally after where the hair ends, those are the darker parts also. So in those parts you can use soft charcoal pencil. And then finally after blending those two layers and the base layer, finally use mono eraser so that you can apply highlights where the highlights are going on all the hairs. So finally applying every hair of every details to the hairs, finally use mono eraser. And then if you want to give a more detailed and fine look, I have used first of all charcoal sticks. Charcoal sticks are nothing but charcoal powders into sticks, and I have purchased it from Amazon. If you want to know purchase this, just comment down below. I will give you a link so that you can buy it from there also. So for background, I have used soft charcoal pencil in the edges, but for the center part I have used charcoal sticks. But the problem is that charcoal sticks just give too many charcoal dust, and if you blow it up with your mouth or if you will use brush for blowing those charcoal powders, it is not easy and it will give you a complete horrible look on your sketch if you will blow out. So we are going to see how we are going to use those left remains of the soft charcoal pencil and remains of those powders into levitating coat of Dr. Strange and making a base layer. We will see how we are going to use those charcoal powder, how we are going to make the remaining part of the face, and how we are going to make details of the portraits that I am making of Dr. Strange, and how we can use any applications or grid method for making a particular portrait and darker portrait and lighter portrait also. But for this particular part we are going to just make a base layer of the ear, but the back part of the ear is dark, right? So we are going to see in next part how we are going to use it wisely and make it more darker.
So if you have learned something from this video, subscribe and drop a like, and comment down your question and queries regarding this tutorial. Meanwhile, take care of your loved ones too. Have an artistic day. Tattoos.